Konnichiwa, Mina, this is Teaser and you're watching Pocket Cast. Today's 10-minute first-person video is going to be on a Wii game, and that is Barbie Horse Adventures Riding Camp. Now, I just got done playing this on the PS2, so I'm actually very curious to see how it's going to work on the Wii, and it only uses the Wii Remote, which is even more curious to see how they're going to get this to work on there. So it'll be very fun to see the difference between the PlayStation 2 and the Wii version. So this is going to be a lot of fun. As always, 10 minutes to play the game. First, I'm playing game mode version and I can't skip anything. Let's get the timer started. Timer's been started, and let's see how different it is. Apple. Okay. Her eyes are still creepy. Okay, it seems to be a slight frame thing. Okay, I can see the difference. Graphically, the PS2 has a slight graphical upgrade compared to this, but that's not hurting the game at all. I'm actually very curious about the walking controls. That's what I'm more curious about. So out of the two, definitely the PlayStation 2 does have some graphical upgrades from the Wii version that I can see so far. But like I said, that does not hurt the game because the graphics are pretty good already on this one. Okay, how do we move? No way, we just use the D-pad? Okay. That's weird, but okay. Whoa. Oh. That's weird, but okay. Welcome to a Christmas, Barbie. We're sure you'll love the summer camp here. I'm afraid we had a terrible storm recently, so things are a bit of a mess. But we'll get you fixed in. Look around for my nephew Kyle. He's one of the stable hands. He'll help you get settled in. Hey, you must be the new girl. Nice to meet you. I'm Kyle. I work in the stable here. Let's get you settled in. Are you ready to get started? First, we're going to take something nice to any clothes. Head over to the house and get your riding gear on. Okay, the biggest thing I can say with the controllers, I'd rather have the nunchuck that I could have a analog stick, to be honest. Because she just starts running to, instantly, and I don't like that because she just runs too much. Oh well. Okay. Alright. We'll do this one this time. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't work. 30. I'll have to use those ones again. Only because, well, that's what I have to do. Yeah, I don't like this at all when it comes to how they're doing it. But you double tap forward and you'll start running. Now you're ready to ride. All you need now is a horse. Once I can talk of the damage of the storm, could you head over to the stables and pick up those horse legs? And ride your riding. Blah, blah, blah. Sure. That still feels weird. Using the D-pad to walk. It works, but then it doesn't work because it doesn't... You need an analog for that. That makes me laugh every time. I love the smell of horses and oats. You get more... Oh! I get it now. I was curious about that. So the ribbons literally are what you've earned to unlock the other horses. Okay. Beat him out. Flick to increase the speed. Huh? Twist to turn. Flick to increase speed. Slow down is D, or is down. Jump. Yeah, that one's perfect. You know, ready for first ride? Go find a pattern. Paddock is what horse people call a pin or a fold, where we can. Okay, complete our horses and go job. You are better. And get started. Good luck. Okay. Hey, Barbie, good to see you again. You look great. Ready to start writing? Okay, what you have to do, mount up and head over to Padlock and listen point to point in the correct order. Don't worry, it'll be really clear once you get it started. Come on back to me when you're done. Okay. Ready, get set, go. Okay. Oh, no. Ooh, this is really hard. Or not. I'm trying to get the hang of it. Yes. Okay. I was able to do this in 19 seconds in the PS2 one, so yeah, the controls are a little harder. Great job, Barbie. You're a natural rider. Now we only need to learn how to care for the horse. One of the things you have to do is horses is how to take care of them. It's important that the horse always feels well. They will hand best to the horses. I think you should see Kyle, and he'll get you started. Okay. Welcome back, Barbie. It looks like you did pretty good out there. Carrying horses is one of the most important things that we teach at the equestrian horse camps. Are you ready to get started? Your horse must be groomed regularly, keeping them clean and happy. There's a lot of different places where you can groom your horse. Here at the camp, you can do it at the grooming station right at the tables. Okay, you'll need... Alright then. Here we go. Oops, my bad. Okay. That looks good. That was it? That seemed a little easy. It looks great. Good job. Your horse flew too. He kind of looks hungry though. How do you get hungry after you get exercise? All you have to do is feed an area. Alright. He'll take it from there. Don't you worry. And there goes the timer. Push A. There we go. Oh, went to the wrong area. Oh. Okay. This is always fun when I have the opportunity to do this, you know, to play each game release. Because then I get to see what choices they made, for better or for worse, and to see what version's actually the better one to get. Now, I'm going to be bluntly honest about this one. The PlayStation 2 version is the version you actually want to buy for this game. The controls work phenomenally well with how they have it set up on the DualShock. The Wii version, not so much. Because the problem is that when you gotta turn your horse, you actually are rotating your Wii remote. But if you want the horse to go faster, you have to flick it like you're using the whip, or you know, you're using your reins to signal to the horse to giddy up. I don't think that's the best thing to do. It's kind of like when I was playing Transformers, the movie, for the Wii. They had the whole combat system hooked on to the Wii remote. Problem was that the camera is also hooked up to the Wii remote, so as soon as I'm done defeating the Decepticons, my camera went haywire and all over the place. Kind of the same problem here is that when you start off the race, you gotta make sure that you're whipping good without turning, so making sure you get your movement precisely. And then after you get up to the speed you need the horse to be at, then you gotta just start turning your remote. All honesty, you have a nunchuck. You should have used that to help steer the horse, and then the reins on the motion sensor would have been totally fine. I think it was a bad decision in this game to take that feature away. The analog stick should have been used. The nunchuck should have been used for this game. It would have made the game a lot easier to play and as good as the PlayStation 2 version. So I'm actually quite complexed why they decided to take out a very prominent feature which helps make the game easier. Instead, they focused on a D-pad to walk Barbie, making it really hard to get her just right since you're using a 2D control in a 3D environment, which, well, what we've seen, especially, what would be the best example? Mario 64 DS is a prime example of why you need an analog stick to play the game. Mind you, the game was fantastic, and if you got used to using the stick on the touchscreen, no problem. Or if you play it on the 3DS, or even the 2DS that have the analog stick, the game is phenomenal. However, if you're not really good at that and you're using the D-pad, the game does become almost unplayable. Same situation here when you're controlling Barbie and controlling the horse. They took out easy fixing solutions for the game, which is quite bizarre in my opinion, and a bad choice because they're just trying to use as much gimmicking. Like I said, you could have still left the reins as motion sensor, but the whole twisting of the remote makes it hard to do both at the same time, and I really need an analog stick to control Barbie. So when it comes out of the two, I'm going to be focusing on the PlayStation 2 version over the Wii version because the Wii version is going to be harder. As you can see with my race time, if you watched the previous video for the PS2 one, I got 18.95 seconds on my time, but because of the controls being a little bit more difficult, almost 30 seconds. So there is definitely a control issue with this game because of bad decision making on how to use and implement the controller into this game. Other than that, I really don't have any problems. I mean, graphically, it looks really good on the Wii, with the PS2 having slightly better graphics, but slightly. Other than that, we have the full voice acting, we have all the options. It's just the controls are what makes this game not worth playing if you have a PlayStation 2 as a secondary option. I'd recommend that one. Now, mind you, that does not mean the rest of the Barbie games that use the motion sensor are bad, because the other ones I played were actually pretty good and made sense. This is the only one I played so far on the Wii that does not make sense on how they utilize the Wii remote in this game. Now, if when we go to the grooming... Oh wait, that's right, grooming didn't even let me use the remote. That would have been a perfect thing that they could have added as a special feature for the Wii remote option. That way it would be unique between the two versions. You have motion sensor, you could have added that in there to where we could physically brush the horse. Once again, an option that they failed to utilize properly in the game, but that's just me. Now, by no means is this game a bad game, but I would recommend, if you have the option, go with the PlayStation 2 version before the Wii version. So, very interesting. That's why I like to always play the multiple different versions of a game, is because of things like this. Sometimes you just don't know what the major differences in the control schemes. So, this was a lot of fun to see, and a very interesting control setup to mess around with. That was actually pretty fun. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing how the Wii version of this game was, and finding out exactly between the two versions which one's actually the better one to get. So this has been a lot of fun. Hope you guys have enjoyed. This is T Sakura saying ciao and sayonara.